It's in the house tonight. Everybody just have a good time. Yeah. And we gon' make you lose your mind. Everybody just have a good time. Party rock is in the house tonight. Everybody just have a good time. And we gon' make you lose your mind. Yeah. We just wanna see you shake that.
Hello, I'm not sure if anyone can see me just yet. Comment inside the Facebook group if you can. I see some folks joining us. How exciting. Okay, Elise, hello. Welcome to the party. So excited you guys are arriving. I'm looking over here to see it at my commenting. Nicole, welcome. I'm so glad you guys are here. Got a little dance break going on. So any questions that come up through the night, post them right in there where you're already hanging out and watching the video. It's fantastic. Feel free to share this link with anyone who wants to see how this is done or who wants to celebrate with us, because we're going all night long. I'm looking over here to the comments. There's a bunch of comments coming in. This is awesome. Okay, Andrea Hall is in the house. This is great. Hi, girls. I think Leighton just joined us. Yeah, awesome party. Lynette, woo woo! I see you, girl. Okay, so turn it up. We are gonna have a great, great time tonight. I've been waiting for this all freaking day long. So I'm pumped. I don't know about you guys, but as you can see, this is a pretty big deal for me. And for you guys, I'm celebrating you guys. So I have pulled out the stops. I've been preparing all day, and I'm so excited to really, really be here with you guys and really celebrate the last 7 days, which have been huge for all of you, for me too. The response has been amazing. I know the anxiety level has been high and low, and fears have been burned. So that's really awesome, all the work that we've done. And tonight we get to celebrate all that. So we get to talk about some wins. I hope that all of you stay with me in the live feed. If you have to jump off, I know Leighton is doing something special around 8:30. Make sure that your questions get in there, because this party is being recorded. So your questions will be answered, and you can jump on and listen later and make sure that you get all of your answers in. So awesome night we're gonna have today. Hello, everybody. Let's see who else is joining us. We have got Elizabeth Jolynn is ready for New Year's Eve. What? We're gonna have this on New Year's Eve, y'all. And I'm gonna be in your mobile phones. How about that? Okay, Elise is super psyched. So am I, my love. This is the first time I do this kind of a party on a live stream in Facebook. I can see that there's a little bit of stuttering in the video, so just give it up to the tech gods and hang in there with me. This will be recorded, so if you miss out on some important word, hopefully it doesn't cut out when I get to the winner, right? you'll be able to listen to it later on. So welcome everyone. Hi Mama, hi Elizabeth. She's my neighbor, my client. I love you. We're almost reaching the end and we're seeing her products and her pictures develop. Her website will be live shortly. So we'll get to celebrate with Elizabeth as well. So all my ladies are here. And do you know that we actually had one guy actually participate in Goal Getters? I'll talk about this more because I want to wait till a lot more people jump on. But we had a ton of people actually enroll, although there was a core group of people who actually created all their challenges and their videos, and you saw many of them. We had about 17 or 18 actual participants, so all of you guys. We had 70, that's 70, actually register for the Goal Getters Challenge. And we had over 100 actually supporting you guys, watching, observing, cheering you on from the sidelines, so to speak. So I know that on all those videos and a lot of the things that we posted, you probably saw how many people were watching the videos where it says seen by 92 people. So I'm telling you that now. I didn't want to tell you that then because you would totally freak out and not do your videos. But we had an incredible, incredible response. So that's huge kudos to everybody. It looks like Connie has joined us or is trying to join us. Let's take a look. She is on. So all my girls are here and we've got the bubbly. It might be the cheap stuff. I don't know, but it's here in case you want some. So it's going to be a big night. And like I said, like any good party, it's till the last man is standing. So if you have questions, please, I will answer them while we're here. Feel free to share this link right now on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and have your teams join in. If nothing else, if they missed out on the challenge, if nothing else, to show them how they can really motivate each other, motivate prospective clients, and really see how you can really affect your community in a positive way with technology, right? Because we all want to party together. We all want to feel connected. But the fact of the matter is we're all over the world. So tonight is going to be huge. We've got quite a few people coming on board. Let's see who else is joining us here. Elizabeth Jolynn says she's never seen virtual champagne. Probably no one else has seen virtual champagne. So now you do. You saw it here first, virtual champagne. And I don't even know if it's the good stuff, like I mentioned. I think somebody even gave it to me. Okay. And again, Elizabeth Jolynn is telling us she doesn't have Twitter, Instagram, or Snapchat. Okay, so here's the deal. If anybody knows anything about Snapchat, apparently our kids are on it, and I know nothing about it. And I honestly don't have the time to learn it. But, you know, I want to know a little bit about everything. So if you have Snapchat, if you know how Snapchat works, send over some keynotes to me, and I'll explore it and see how we can market the hell out of our businesses on Snapchat. But I don't want to overwhelm Elizabeth and add Snapchat to her list of goals. We need to get her over to Twitter and LinkedIn first, okay? So here we go. We're going to get this thing started because all my girls are here, and that's all I care about, right? Okay, so I keep looking over here to my iPad. That's where my questions are. So all your questions are popping up over here. Got it? All righty. So we're going to get started. Okay, let's get our setup here. Hopefully my iPad doesn't take a dive. Okay, so welcome, official welcome for everyone here tonight. Now, we had kind of three categories, like I mentioned in our little pre-party over there that you guys were privileged to. We had all of you who were in the challenge, right? Who were doing your thing, who were probably crying and doing 1,000 takes of video and burning your little fingertips and burning your fears, writing down your goals, all of that. Those guys, you guys, are my goal getters, right? It was all about you. There was about 18 of you who were in it to win it, okay? Then, like I mentioned, we had another larger group of about 70 people who registered to be in the Goal Getter. And for one reason or another, they didn't decide to actually do the challenges, or maybe they did it and didn't share them with us. That's quite all right. Whatever works, right? And then our biggest group was about 100 people who were cheering us on from the sidelines. Now, these people were sending me private messages, calling me, texting me, really with a wow factor of how we came together, complete and total strangers, and laid it out on the table to kick our goals in the ass, kick our fears in the rear, and move ahead in our businesses. And that is the group that I'm so thankful for, because without their views, without their comments, without their inspiration and kind of their feedback, this stuff wouldn't exist, right? And just know that there's an entire group of people, communities far and wide, watching what you do, because you are the leaders, right? You are the ones to imitate. You are the ones that are kicking fears in the ass and doing what you got to do to move forward. And people are watching that. They're embracing that. So awesome job, everybody. Okay, so let's see. If you're new to the call, and I'm going to say it for the recording as well. What in the heck was Goal Getter Jumpstart anyway? How did it even come to be? Like, how did you even get here, right? So a few weeks ago, it occurred to me that June was the 6-month point. So I immediately ran over to my plan. Every October, I create a strategic plan for my business. And I wanted to see, where was I? Like, I had forgotten some goals that I was supposed to be working on. I've been sidetracked. I've got total entrepreneur ADD, which to me is like awesome. And I wanted to see what the checkpoint was. Now, in October of last year, I do this every year. In the last quarter of every year, I create a Plan-a-Palooza. And that was where Goal Getters began. Okay, so back in October of last year, I created a private group just like this. And what we worked on was creating a strategic plan for the coming year. And it was a little different because there weren't challenges or videos or anything like that. It was totally like the nuts and bolts of creating your goals, how to meet those goals, how do they tie to revenue, et cetera, et cetera. So I went back to that group and was like, hey, these people all made plans kind of with me. Where are they, right? So that's when I created the Goal Getters. I transformed the Plan-a-Palooza group into Goal Getters, and we launched the Goal Getter quiz. Remember that? That was super cute. And then we had people come into the new group and execute on the challenges. So it was a 7-day challenge that started with writing out your 5 or 6 goals for the rest of the year, the next 6 months, and then creating little steps, and for some of you, major steps on busting through fears and barriers to kind of, I want to say, like, open the path, open your mind into more possibilities, because we get stuck in the 4 walls of Facebook or in the 4 walls of our home office, which in the challenge we turned into dance studios, right? Totally. And I really wanted to create a new way for you to think about your own talents, your own story, and what you had to offer and what was important. This is not about the product or the service that you sell. This is about you, your story, your customers' needs, your offering, and ultimately your profit. Your profits and revenue and income come from all over the place, multiple revenue streams. There is no smart company in the land that only has one revenue stream. And that's what I implore with you. You may be selling a product, a widget, whatever the case is, one service. I am begging you to think of your company, you incorporated, right, as many lines of revenue. You have so many topics under the sun that people want to hear about. Sure, you've been giving it away for free. So freaking what? You stop today. You start charging. Or you still give away graciously. I still do. You guys know that. But when it comes to the hardcore, nose to the grindstone, we're going to get this shit done. I charge. I'm in business. And I know that my formulas and my process absolutely works. You should have the same confidence and value in what you know and the skills and education and experience that you've amassed over your some odd years, right? So with that, I want to do some honorable mentions here. So there were 3 people in particular that really struck me. And they only struck me because of how the community kind of engaged with them and received what they were giving. So the first big, huge honorable mention for me is Nicole Melita. Now, Nicole set up her very first video. Remember, that was the I am video, right? And she looked a little paranoid. Nicole, you looked freaked out, girl, which is fine. But you said on there that it was your very first video. And that shocked me. Not that it was your first, but it shocked me that you trusted us enough. And this challenge was something that was just in time for you. So it was amazing to me that you allowed us to step into your fear and into your anxiety to grow and allow us to actually see your very first online video. So I really, really hope and pray that you don't let that die out, that even if you're practicing behind the scenes, that you continue to do it, because you have an incredible message. When it came to your dark times video, and I even mentioned that in a comment, that was amazing. And people, women, need to hear that story, Nicole. And you can absolutely translate that story and those experiences, which are very specific to certain women, into a thriving community that trusts you and will ultimately purchase from you. Okay, and this is all about trust and community, right? Okay, my number 2 honorable mention, freaking superstar, rock star, well, I got 2, is Lynette Molina. Lynette Molina is in Arizona, and she was a freaking firecracker. Again, was totally paranoid because in the Goal Getters group, she looked calm and collected. She had the jewelry rocking, the hair was great, right? Behind the scenes in the private chat, she was like dogging on me, like she was totally scared. I think she was pissed off at me at certain points because she had to put herself out there, and she did it, and she rocked it amazingly so. But here's the thing. When it came down to our creating your no-brainer easy offer, remember that, under $100? Again, I thought Lynette was going to curse me out that she had to do that. But I made her do it, and she did it. And a lot of you saw that she posted that on her own personal pages and her team pages, etc. And man, she got an incredible response that I would love for her to tell you about tonight in the chat box, or maybe tomorrow morning. She can create a post and kind of give us an update. But she was offering a strategy session by phone call. She never said the price, which is fine. And she said that she had given away so much information for free because she's a team leader and that's her job, which I agree. But she put something out there, and almost immediately she got tons of hits for people who wanted her last 4 spots that were remaining. So I'm interested to know, did she fill the spots? Has she made the calls? Did she charge? Or did she sneak out of that? I hope you didn't. So that was huge. I mean, she got incredible action off of her no-brainer offer, okay? And the third one, let's see, what time is it? She's still listening if I'm lucky, is Leighton Serlo. Leighton was our bleach blonde bombshell who sang freaking a cappella on video. I mean, if that's not overcoming fears with a bunch of friggin' strangers in a Facebook group, I don't know what. And she didn't try to sing something like super easy like Natalie Cole. She sang Katy Perry's Sparkle or Firework or whatever that's called. And she rocked it. And it seems like she's only about 18 months into her business, but she is in full boat, okay? And there were 4 top people in general that were neck and neck the entire time. And we'll get to them in a minute. But this, tonight is really about celebrating what you did. And what you did, more than creating a video and writing something down and putting fire to paper. It's really stretching your knowledge, your technical skills, telling and sharing your story. Those are all characteristics of a successful entrepreneur. Someone who is not afraid of stretching their technical expertise, someone who's not afraid of sharing their story, no matter how dark and dirty it is, right? And someone who, no matter how much it hurts, how much anxiety it creates, you keep charging forward with the faith that it will all sum up to something. There was one lady, her name is Dana. And I happen to know Dana here locally from Fort Lauderdale, and she's a candle maker. Her candles are made of soy and they're amazing. Now, Dana was one of the girls who signed up for the challenge, but was kind of looking on at the periphery of what was going on. And one night, late at night, I was already in bed. She sent me a message about how much anxiety and that she was feeling about these challenges. And she was paralyzed. But even more so than that, she was confused, and she had more anxiety about the fact that these challenges were giving her anxiety. Meaning she didn't know where the fear was coming from. She didn't know where this pain and paralysis was coming from, and these little challenges. And that in itself is something that she wanted to dive into, to see what was living inside of her in the deep, dark corners, right, that we all push stuff into. What was there that was creating this pain? So it was pretty amazing to see. And I mean, that rocked my world. To know that here we are, we think we're having fun and we're doing these videos and we're burning paper, but there are people out there who really struggle with this type of stuff. And overcoming a video or burning a fear can be huge and can be on a big, big scale for a lot of you. So I am completely humbled, honored to say the least, that all of you did these challenges and poured your energy and effort into it, kicked your fears in the rear, and supported one another with advice, ideas, suggestions, comments. I mean, you don't get that every day. So what we created in 7 days is actually pretty freaking amazing. Okay, so what now, right? We're all excited. Even today, I was missing you guys, and you guys were missing me, and there weren't any challenges. I think the only emails that went out were about the party. Of course, I was preparing for the party. Like, I was making hors d'oeuvres. I ate the hors d'oeuvres already. Sorry. And buying the virtual bubbly. But what now? Okay, so if most of you really don't even know who I am and where I even came from, okay, so let's go into that a little bit. So clearly you know my name, and clearly you know I love to party, and I love virtual bubbly. Beyond that is I am an entrepreneur's coach, meaning for passionate individuals, mostly women, that run the gamut from service providers to products to brick and mortar stores, but mostly women who want to coach and mentor other individuals using their knowledge, passion, and skills. That's why there was such a large and broad spectrum of entrepreneurs in the Goal Getter Jumpstart. We had product sales, services, we had bloggers. It's because I enjoy really breaking down what is living inside of you that can be profitable and that can make an impact on the world. I am not about, okay, this is my widget And that's all I do, because the real value lies inside of you. What people need is your knowledge, your experience, and your passion. That's what really impacts the world, right? So what I do is I work with individuals either one-on-one, or I create a visual brand for them, or I actually have online courses similar to the Goal Getter Challenge, but on a much larger scale, to where you can gain an understanding of how to brand yourself, how to create this company called You Incorporated that has all of your products and your tools and services living inside of it, but you are the expert that is being trusted and being followed. I'm sure many of you visited my website, lizsmoke.com, so you kind of got an idea of what exactly it is that I do and who I help. So during this challenge, we actually opened enrollment for the online 8-week course, Be the Brand Academy, which starts on June 29th. So, you know, we're high on the 7-day challenge. What do we do next? And I think we even have a few former alum from the academy that just passed here on the Facebook and in the party. So I do want to walk you through the next possible step for you. So I'm going to look to, before I do that, let me see what questions. We've got a lot of stuff going on here. I can see that there's a ton of activity. So let's see. Holy smokes. Okay. Everybody's cheering on Nicole. I love it. And Leighton singing. Yeah, lots of applause and kudos there. Great. So all, you know, more support, just a lot of support, which is exactly what this is about. It's about bringing together a core group of women, of which I probably knew 3 or 4, maybe 5 of you personally, and the rest just came out of Facebook networking, and here we are celebrating, right? Okay, so there's no questions on the table just yet. Let me see if I can't share my screen with you, and we can check out the Be the Brand Academy. So I'm going to, you can probably see me, but I can't see anyone just yet. So just give me a moment. And let's see, here we go. Okay, bear with me. I hope that you are taking a musical now or a sip of wine, whichever works, right? And if you don't have a wine, now would be the time to get up and go to the kitchen and grab some wine. Okay, I can hear your footsteps. All righty, so here we go. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to share my screen. Okay, let's see. Okay, so now you can probably see my home page. So if you'll just somebody send me a quick little message saying that you can see it. You'll see a big piece of my honking head there. And Nicole says, this has made her feel so confident in her story. I thank every one of you for all the support. Nicole, your story is an incredible story, and I'm dead serious when I say that you have a gift to share, and you've got to find a way on how to share it with the world in a way that works for you, because there's a whole community of women just like you out there waiting to hear from you and get support from you. So, you know, if many of you are kind of in the dark as to what the heck is Liz talking about, go back and find Nicole Melito's video and her darkest video and listen to it. I'm not going to share it right here, but you can go listen to it. Okay, so Pamela says I'm like the man behind the curtain in Oz. So I'm not sure if anybody can still see me. So if someone can just let me know in the Facebook comments if you can see me. Okay, Andrea Hall says she can see my page. Great. So this is my website. If you haven't been here yet, please feel free to explore, but this is where you're gonna go. We're gonna go to work with Liz. And here are the two areas where you can work with me. Brand strategy is working with me one-on-one. Be the Brand Academy is really what I would like to talk about because it's very similar to what we did in the challenge, and it could be the next step for you. The doors are only open till Father's Day, Sunday the 21st. So it's kind of prudent that I go through it right now. So again, this is called Be the Brand Academy, and it's an 8-week course that explains the depth of income and impact that can be made by building your brand online. So everything that we did in the 7-day challenge with video and with music and writing our offerings and creating our ideal client, those are all little moving parts that help create a profitable brand online. Okay, and this is all about marketing your own skills and delivering cash-worthy content that only you have. And that's exactly what we did in the 7-day challenge, right? So this is what I'm talking about with Nicole. Layton, I would love to get my hands into Layton because I know that she's got a lot of stuff in there that needs to be uncovered. But it's just showing you the path on how to get there, what is valuable, and what is marketable. There is a customer for everything, believe me when I tell you. Each week, there's 8 weeks, and you're gonna see all 8 weeks right there in front of you. Each week is a box. We start off with what makes you unique, and that is a formula that is the sum of your education, your skills, and your passion, right? Your darkest hour is rolled up into that because our darkest hour is really what changes the trajectory of our life for better or for worse, okay? Your position in the market. So it's creating a niche that only you have. So it's not only health and wellness. That's like the biggest industry in the world. How do you stand out in that industry, right? So it's not only photography, again, a huge industry. How do you stand out with all the noise? So it's creating a niche that you will stand alone in your industry. So if you said to me, Liz, health and wellness is my industry, great. Then we need to drill it down and figure out what is the niche that will attract customers to you like ants, okay? Week 3, module 3, is your ideal target audience. Sound familiar? Now, I know in this challenge, I didn't get to explain in depth why that was important. Some of you may have caught on, but others are probably thinking, this is kind of weird, like I'm cutting someone out of a magazine. I don't even know this person, but creating a persona that you market to makes it so easy to find clients where they live and market to that ideal persona. Because if you're marketing to everyone, people, you are marketing to no one. And the more specific skills you have, the better off you are in targeting because there's no noise in your market. A perfect example is Elizabeth Jolin of She's at Sea. She was in the challenge and she talked a lot about boating and women in the ocean. And her service is teaching women of all ages, young girls and women, how to navigate on the ocean in a boat. Now, how specific is that? But you know what? She knows exactly where to look for her clients. They are only women. They are only boaters that either own a boat or have access to boat. They either live somewhere where there is water, lakes, ocean, etc. So marketing is a breeze for her to find her own client. So in this course, we dive really deep and I really explain why it's so important to figure out who this person is, number one, and number two, where to find droves of them, right? So we identify the ideal client that is already predisposed to buy from you. So it's not marketing to everyone in the freaking industry. Number 4, week 4, is your offering. Again, we touched a little bit about that, and maybe that sounded a little foreign to you as you did it, but your offering is really the products and services and resources that you can offer to your market, right? And that's a lot of fun because we get crazy creative with what you can offer. And there just becomes lists and lists of the things you can offer over a multitude of time. And the best thing about it is once the stuff is recorded, whether it's video or PDFs, it's there in perpetuity for you to sell forevermore. There's about 250 million new users to the internet, brand new to the internet, every single day. So what people don't need today, they'll need next week or next month or next year. So your products never get old. They constantly have a market or a customer for them without any effort from you after that first time. So we dive deep into finding out all the things you can offer to generate multiple lines of revenue, right? Now, week 5 is the brand toolbox. Like, how does this thing all work and how does it look? So we actually go through your domains, any copyrights that you can get your hands on as far as your own name, your own systems or processes that can be copywritten, your taglines. That's huge. A lot of people want to stand out through their taglines. We go in through video and marketing collateral. And then in week 6, we take your visual brand and bring it all together. Now, this is a lot of fun because it's kind of like vision boarding, but for grown-ups, I'll say, because it's all about you. It's all about your style and your personality, and how does that translate to your customers online, right? So we kind of build up your brand and we mature your brand so it's identifiable and consumable by the right person, because you kind of want to turn off the wrong people too. That's a big part of this process, and Elise Chavez can tell you kind of about turning off the wrong people. So in week 7, we get close to the end, and it's about creating raving fans. This is my favorite module because I love it. I love creating raving fans. I love building trust with communities of unknown people, because to me, that's just magical how that happens. So we talk about building your email list or your audience and cultivating loyal, eager buyers. So a very small window into what that looks like is the 7-day challenge. All of you saw in 7 days how I was able to pull together 100 people that I did not know. Some of you I knew, but most of you I've never seen before. I've never spoken to before, right? It happened all online. I never picked up the phone. I never sent an email until after the challenge began, right? And now here we are, a community of 100 people or more. I have multiple groups, but in this particular case, there's 100 people or more that now become a community. So it's being able to learn how to do that at the snap of a finger, right? And you can do that over and over and over for every product that you bring to market. The last module is a biggie, and it's scale and duplicate. Now, I know in many of our businesses, we always think about this. How can we duplicate ourselves? How can we clone ourselves? How do we grow this business? I want to be able to work as little as possible or from anywhere in the world as possible. I don't want to be chained to my desk. So that's about scaling and duplication. So we turn your products and your system into a perpetual income and lead machine, so that when we create your website, I actually show you in great detail how to do it. I send you all of my resources on where to find good talent or how to do it yourself. And once that is put into place and your leads are placed into that without your effort at all, I actually show you how your products begin to sell themselves without you even knowing. And you actually get little alerts on your phone from PayPal or your bank saying that you've received a payment for your products and services, and you've really done very little to promote them. That's kind of the culmination of all of these things working in tandem. It's your website speaking to your lead capturing mechanism, your community that is thriving, that you're feeding all the time. They want more and more of you, so they seek out more products that you create specifically for their individual needs. So in these 8 weeks, you receive all the tools you need to identify every area of opportunity in your existing business. This is not changing your business. This is not changing your products. This is simply scaling your existing business and diving into what you know how to do and creating a profit plan from it, really. You'll receive easy to execute brand blueprint. So with every week, you get worksheets, and many of you saw my worksheets in the challenge. And they're all full color, beautiful worksheets that walk you through absolutely everything. So at the end of the 8 weeks, you have this big, fat, gorgeous binder that becomes really your operating procedures that you can always go back to, okay? Another awesome part of the Be the Brand Academy is the weekly live 2-hour phone conference with me. The reason why I love it so much is because I break down your individual business or service specifically to you. And we all talk about it, and I explain to you in great detail what you can do better, where you can find opportunities, how to network easier, how to even make money in a weekend, which Elizabeth Jolyn knows that story. It was kind of a competition between another coach and myself. We both happened to have an open weekend, so we made a wager. And he called me on a Friday and he says, "Hey Liz, do you have anything going on this weekend?" I said, "No, I don't. I'm kind of really chilling." So he says, "How about we make a wager and see who makes the most money by Sunday night?" So what we did was we kind of decided, okay, what do our clients need from us right now? Something small. It was our no-brainer offer, right? And it was him against me, and we didn't discuss what it was, but we created a little tiny workshop. It was either an hour or 90 minutes, and we put it on for sale really cheap. But it was something that I knew my clients struggled with, and I knew that they needed, and it came easy to me. So in 90 minutes, I put together a tiny little workshop. I recorded it. I put it up on the website for sale. And in that weekend, I made almost $500, and he probably made somewhere in the neighborhood. He won, I'll have to say, but we go into finding those opportunities that are in your business and how you can do that, boom, in a weekend or while you're on vacation, right? Because if you get this great idea in the middle of the night, you're like, oh, that's a fantastic idea. I can show you how to turn it into profit regardless of the idea overnight, right? And when I mean profit, I don't mean like $1 million. I made $500 in a weekend with 90 minutes of effort and never even putting shoes on. So that's the kind of stuff that I go into in all of my live calls. And there's 8 2-hour calls that break down every question you have. If you have a customer that's giving you a hard time or you're trying to close a sale, we walk through the scripts, how to do it. I mean, I'm there with you, like live one-on-one. So that's another huge part. And all of those calls are recorded. So you get access to them for like the rest of your life. And I'm not kidding, by the way. You get access to the Brand Academy for life. So it's not limited to online branding. We take you through how to create live events, which my students can attest to. I think it's a phenomenal opportunity to create live events for your community where you can control the message and, again, creating the trust. We talk about how to create masterminds, live events, retreats, how to get your own live community around you kind of buzzing with excitement. And of course, creating online products, courses, ebooks, membership groups, and that sort of thing. So you get also access to a private Facebook group. It's not the Goal Getters Unites group. It is a Be the Brand Academy group that's completely private and only for the students. And I am in there literally 24/7. And everybody kind of works off of one another. And you know, you get the idea of how I run my community. So it's very hands-on. On June 29th. It's a biggie. I mean, this really changes the trajectory of your business as you know it today. Much like the challenge probably gave you insight into how to change your business. So we begin June 29th. Enrollment closes June 21st. Tonight is the second night of enrollment. And you can actually go to this page to register. So let me show you what it looks like when you actually go to the members area. This is my class of 2015 that just graduated last month. And this is your members area. So once you get into the Brand Academy, you have a course calendar, much like college, right? So it outlines all 3 months of your course and how to plan ahead and what will be delivered. So if we wait 1 second, maybe it will come up. Here we go. Take a look if there are any questions. Okay, that's loading. Okay, of the course calendar. You can see on Mondays we release our modules. And there's some things that you can do on your own just for fun. And then there's our live calls that happen on Fridays. So you get this calendar every month so that you can plan well and ahead. But again, I'll remind you that the course gets delivered to you every Monday and you always have access. So this course is meant for all of you who learn at your own pace. And you know, we all learn at different paces, so you can all jump in and out as you please and go as fast or as slowly as you wish. So here are where you would access your module every Monday. You can see we began March 9th. We all graduated May 4th. So in each of these, you'll actually see how to get to your module for the week. Now it looks like this is all private, so I probably can't access it right now. Yep, it's all private. It's only open to the students, so I won't be able to show it here publicly. But this is your members area, and this is exactly what it will look like once you arrive on a daily basis. And page is obviously videos of me. It's one-stop shop. You can take the course with you on your mobile phone, your tablet, your PC, and your Mac, and actually do the work from wherever you are. If it takes you a year to do it, you have access to it. You have access to the Facebook group and myself, and it's a huge business builder, and it takes a completely new way. Students can attest to that. They'll say much more in the Facebook group. I'm just glancing down at some of the comments right now, and Elise Chavez, I had forgotten a term during the course, and it was no happy turtle. And what she's referring to here is her ideal client. She didn't want clients who were, kind of dumb and happy, meaning they were okay with life and they moved as slow as turtles. So that was the person that she wanted to detract by her website and her offerings. So Ritu is our token graduate. If you remembered her high energy videos that were talking to potential employers. And Ritu says, since I haven't started my own business, How can I market myself or brand myself to recruiters or businesses when I'm still figuring out what I want to do in terms of finding my own career path? Okay, Ritu, understand that your brand really doesn't have much to do with your business. Your brand, you were able to articulate that wonderfully in your videos. You described what you stood for, what you could accomplish, how you led others, how you motivated, your style of leadership. So it's really creating a visual brand, an online resume, right, with your own website, and describing what is your mission statement as Ritu. What is it that you want for your life and for your future company and for your future colleagues? Creating an area there where maybe it shows some videos or your past work or maybe volunteer or humanitarian work. That is the best resume you could ever have, where it has testimonials of not only friends and family, but perhaps professors and former bosses, colleagues, other students, or maybe again, humanitarian colleagues that volunteered with you. So again, there is just so many ways you can brand yourself even if you didn't have a business, right? That's a ton of examples. So if you're ready to join, again, the cart will be open till June 21st. That's Father's Day. So midnight Father's Day, the cart closes, enrollment ends, and you'll have to wait till next year to jump on to Be the Brand Academy. It's only open twice a year. So again, if you go to this page, you'll actually see what some of my clients and students say. Here's Kristen Max of AtHomeMoms.com. You probably saw me launch her brand through my own Facebook page. Kristen Max is amazing, and she actually works and thrives from home with her own blog and her own health and wellness business. And you can read her testimonial there. Elise Chavez, a former student, her testimonial is there and what she enjoyed from the academy. She mentions the live calls, I think, were her favorite. And Elizabeth Jolin, she's another client. She lives here in Key Largo. You met her in the challenge, and she also talks about working with me. So thank you, women, for those kind and incredible words. I'm very honored. So I just want to see detailed modules. So what you received in the challenge was kind of surface work. This is really deep stuff. And it's delivered right to your inbox in much the same way as the 7-day challenge was. We dive deep into brand building, online marketing methods, that's of course social media, and community building. You'll learn live and through video how to identify and market to an audience who's already predisposed to trust you and buy from you. And the reason that they're predisposed to trust you and buy from you is because you are going to create a niche for yourself. That niche will attract clients that are in that niche, like ants on chocolate. And these people will already want to purchase and trust you because you're the only resource in that market. You receive 8 weekly live coaching calls with me. Ask another business expert to jump on the call and talk about their area of expertise as well. The brand library, also known as the brand vault, is filled with printable resources, worksheets, and study aids to take you from where you are now to where your empire will thrive. So it's not only worksheets that you have to fill out. You do not have to turn these things into me, but you do have to do them to keep you moving forward and to commit your work to memory. The biggest part of that is I actually give you tons of resources, all of the applications, the websites that I use, everything that I use in my own business, and even the ones that I don't use but know of are all given to you. I mean, there's like tons of resources and all kinds of stuff. And then, of course, like I mentioned earlier, You get lifetime access to the members area, the support community on Facebook, all the content, and all the future revisions of this course. So the students that graduated will probably want to go through this academy again this year and probably every year as a refresher, because they know they're going to get brand new content for free. So you get lifetime access. So here's how it works. I know a lot of you are chomping on the bit. You've already PM'd me and you're already figuring out how to get on board, and I appreciate that. So you'll secure your spot in the 8-week online course by enrolling below. I'll show you the link in a minute. And you create your brand profile. You'll download your course schedule when the course actually opens on the 29th. And all of your resources and introductory videos will be there when the doors open on the 29th. You gain access to your brand dashboard, which is the one that I just showed you with the calendar, all that good stuff. And you stay accountable and moving forward with your private brand mastering community, which is on Facebook. You all know how I do that. And that's where you all get to work together. So here's the deal. So you can enroll literally right now in 2 ways. And it's by going to this page. You either enroll $197 one time for lifetime access, or you can pay in installments. And it's only 12 installments of $129. So literally you can get started for $129 or save the 60 bucks or whatever it is. You can pay the $14.97, be done with it, and you're in for life. So again, smoke.com. If you wanted to get there really fast, you could put in the /BTBA, or you can just go over to the Work With Me tab right here and go over to Be the Brand Academy. Okay? And then you scroll all the way down. You can read through this, which we just read together, and you either choose to enroll now, pay in full, or enroll now with 12 installments of $129. Okay, so I want to see your smiling faces again. If anybody has any questions, please put them in the Facebook chat roll there. You're very welcome, Ritu, and I can dive into it more deeply. Personal branding is actually huge for college graduates right now because, again, employed and are trying to find an edge on one another. Okay, so let's go back here, and I'm going to stop my screen share. Let's see if I can get back. There we go. Okay, and I will pop up there in a minute, I'm sure. There you go. Yep, I'm still here. I'm still with you. Okay, so now the moment that we've been waiting for. Like, enough is enough. Let's go through this. Okay, so I wanted this to be, like, I've always wanted to be on the Grammys. Like, I've been in theater, like, you can't tell, right? And I've always wanted to be an awards show. I've always wanted to go to the Grammys. And so I figured, why not do all that stuff tonight? So we're going to go all out in grand. So go ahead and say that we've got a couple more prizes going on tonight. So one of them is our top 4 people. I told you that there were 4 that were literally points, a few points apart, but they were all fantastic. And each of those 4 will receive a 1-hour strategy session, phone or Skype businesses, and I'll announce that in just a moment. So congratulations to those top 4 folks that will all receive a 1-hour phone session with me, and I'll announce you in a minute. So let's go to our top grand prize winner. Okay, here we go. So I wish I had a drum roll, but I do have a gold envelope, right? Very Grammy-esque, right? Okay, so this particular person knocked it out of the park. started strong, tailed off. I thought we were going to lose them. And then they came back with a vengeance. What set this person apart was the extra credit. And I didn't think that that was going to play a big part, but it actually did. Thank you, Elise Chavez, for saying that you would not miss repeating this course just for the fresh material. So thank you so much. So let's get on to it. We're already an hour in. It's 9 o'clock. You heard my computer just tell me it's 9 o'clock, because if it doesn't tell me what time it is, I will literally sit here and not eat out on the side of the road in the rain waiting for me to pick them up if I didn't have a clock that talked to me. Okay, so I know you're right waiting for this, and I'm stalling, but who cares? I hope that the feed doesn't actually cut out as I say the person's name. Okay, I'm so excited. Who do you think it is? Oh my gosh. I should have had a stranger put this in there, but frankly, I put it in there. I just wanted the drama. Are you excited? I'm excited. Okay, so the winner of the 7-day Goal Getter Jumpstart Challenge and the $1,497 scholarship for Be the Brand Academy is Lucy Valdez. Love it, love it, love it. Yay! We should have music. I should have the YouTube on. Okay, but I can't do that much fast. So we've got Lucy Valdez, and it wouldn't be a sweepstakes if we didn't have a giant check, right? Here's your check. Not cashable in the United States, at least. That's not my real account number if you're asking. But there it is, $1,497 for a Be the Brand Academy scholarship. Here it is. Woo! Everybody take a screenshot. In fact, I think I will. Let me take a screenshot. Okay, I'm on my Mac. Command-Shift-3. I just took it. Okay, so I'll be posting that later. So Lucy, it has been a wonderful experience with you. And we've got all kinds of comments flying around here. And I think I just froze. Okay, here we go. So Connie, let's see what Connie has to say. She's excited. I'm excited. Okay, yay, Lucy. Congrats, sweetie. Yes, congratulations. I recently met Lucy, again in Fort Lauderdale, and we were at a bloggers night out. And I spoke at the event, and Lucy was like right in my face. And she didn't say much, but over some time we began to talk. We had a strategy session, and she was kind of hiding under a bushel. Like, she had this huge light and nobody really knew about it. So I helped her out and created some Facebook images for her, and she's been a blogger now for over 2 years. And what was funny is that, like, her mom calls and is like, Lucy, what are you doing? Like, what is this imagery? What is this thing that you're doing? And Lucy's like, Ma, I've been doing that for 2 years. But if they don't see it, it doesn't take on the right meaning for them. It just doesn't have the same meaning. So that changed her own mindset as to, like, oh yeah, this stuff is kind of important, right? So so the winner had, let's see, I have this spreadsheet here and I printed it out, and it's like upstairs on my printer. So I know that all of you guys want points. Lucy created, again, she kind of pulled it out at the end with her extra credit. Between Twitter and Instagram alone, she had something like 20 some odd extra credit points, which was pretty amazing. And our top 4 who are going to receive the 1-hour strategy session are, one moment, sorry. So obviously the C is on the first there. And I literally, my eyes literally were like bleeding from tallying scores. And you saw me tallying scores all the way up until midnight. And I think it was Cynthia that got in her very last video, or burning her goals or something like that. That was pretty cool. So let's see. Here we go. Okay, so our top 4 contenders were Lucy Valdez, Leighton Serlo, Lynette Molina, and Andrea Hall. So those were our 4 rock stars. They were well into the hundreds. Lucy Valdez ended with nearly 200 points. Leighton had 140 some odd points. Lynette was right there behind her, and Andrea was right there behind her. We had a few people in the hundreds. Josie, Elizabeth, Connie were in the hundreds. So it was a close race, and it was the extra credit that actually set everybody apart. So I really, really am impressed with the G and work that you all put into this. Really, it's pretty amazing. That you guys want to explore or ask. That really is, oh, wait, no, there's one more. There's one more winner. So it's going to be a random winner. So of the people that are in the Facebook chat right now, if you have not yet commented, go ahead and put your name into the Facebook chat roll that we're doing there. Excuse me, I need some champagne. But if you've commented, I already know that you're here. If you have not commented and are just watching, write your name in so that we can tally you. I'm going to put everybody's name into a hat that's on this tonight, and you will receive my social media graphics workshop for free. It is a $50 value. Let me go ahead and put that link right now into the chat roll so that you guys all can see kind of what I'm giving away here. Some of you might have already taken it. It was the social media graphics workshop, and it's $47, but tonight one random winner will receive that link for free. And if you want to check it out, I'm also going to put it in here right now. Bear with me. Again, feel free for any questions that might come up. Josie Cepeda just said something. Got to check her out. Okay, here we go. All right, so I'm going to jump over to Facebook here and put it into the chat roll. Okay, so I just put it in the Facebook chat. So one random winner is going to win access to the workshop for free. Josie has a lot to say, so I have got to see what Josie is talking about so we can share it, right? I really hope you guys are enjoying tonight. I hope it's not just me that is like loopy, because I'm happy. I'm excited with all of you guys. And Josie is right. We all won. We all won. And not to sound like some kindergarten soccer coach, that sucks, like everybody wins. Many of you know that if you want to talk to me, find me. If you have a question, if you need some coaching, you know you can private chat with me. You know you can text me. Many of you have my cell phone number and literally call me at will. Different time zones. I'll hear my Facebook going off at friggin' 3 in the morning, and I know that that's someone in Australia. But I'm here. The Goal Getters Unite group is here. So if you want to take these goals to the next level, if you want to figure out how to do a challenge for your own teams and your own communities, If you want to enroll and be the Brand Academy and you have questions, or you want to see different things, or, you know, get previews or what have you, I'm willing to go through any of that. For those of you who do know me, know that I'm completely transparent. I often get people that say to me, Liz, can I ask you a personal question? Yes, there's no question off limits to me. I am completely transparent. I will tell you the good, bad, and ugly of my life, of my work. Oh, tonight's actually a big, big deal. Virtual bubbly time. Completely unrelated, but I'm going to share it with you guys because I have you guys, and we're family now, right? I finally met a giant goal that I had for myself this year, and that was to retire my honey. So tomorrow, it's actually tonight. So he's at his boss's house right now, resigning, y'all. Pretty big deal. And for those of you who live in Key Largo, like, shh, because nobody knows. Like, nobody knows, all right? So, yes, he's resigning. He works like a dog 7 days a week till like 6 a.m. to sundown. And I've worked really, 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 really hard on my business with the idea that one of my marks for success, the biggest mark for success for me, was going to be retiring him, because it was because of him that he allowed me to walk away from my job scot-free with no idea of what direction I was going to take. And he literally gave me wings and set me free. And to be able to retire him is, oh my freaking God, huge. And I know that for so many of you, you've shared with me that that's a huge goal. And it's like literally brings tears to my eyes, because I talk to you guys on the phone, and like literally the first thing you say to me is, I want to retire my husband, because you know that they've been working for you tirelessly. Like, they don't understand the shit you're doing, and they don't know what you're doing on Facebook, but they believe in you, support and the love that you need to continue moving forward with every crazy ass dream that you have. So it's a huge night for us. He will finally be going out into the world and growing his own business and his own passion. And that to me is what this is all about. And that's what I wish for all of you and all of your husbands and all of your children. There's no greater thing in the world to be able to give birth to your passion and see it affect another human being in a positive way. And that's what this challenge was all about. So Josie, yes, we all won. We're all winning. And if we keep on moving forward and stretching ourselves, even though it causes us pain, we will continue to win. So that was my little announcement that's kind of off topic, right? So we can cheers to that. If you have wine, sip it up for me. Okay, so we'll take a look at the last comments. I will be around. You know how to reach me. Thank you, Elise, she says it's an awesome challenge. I agree. I think we had a great time, and it wasn't awesome because of me. It was awesome because of all of your participation. And like I said, we had 17 women and one guy, Joe O'Connell from Pennsylvania. I don't know if I'm supposed to say his name, but thank you. Thank you, Joe, for trusting us just a little bit and hanging out with these crazy ass women and seeing all of our emotion and our anxiety and be like, oh my God, I got a video and I'm burning this paper and I'm making this list. You know how it goes. Thank you, Joe. Andrea Hall, totally awesome accomplishment. Congrats on retiring your man. So, well, let's open it up for questions. If anybody has any questions regarding anything or regarding the Academy or the challenge, let's open it up. If you are going to be signing off, you can go ahead and put it in the chat roll that you're signing off, so I know that there's nobody left out there for me to talk to. But yeah, so let's see. And again, I will send out this replay. It's going to be on YouTube. I will send it out so that all of you can share it within your teams, mostly to give yourself kudos. but also to show the teams and your colleagues and your community how this can be done. I mean, this is done like right inside Facebook. You didn't download anything. You're ready, and here it is, easy. So I just bought these beautiful balloons. They didn't have gold. I was so pissed, so I had to use green and blue. I feel like I'm under the ocean, but I did all of this for you. So okay, so let's see. Connie is also, congratulations to you and your family on the retirement. So wonderful. Woohoo, Chi-Chi, from Elise. Chi-Chi is his nickname. He's actually Adolfo. I don't know how I told her that his nickname was Chi-Chi. I guess she follows my posts. I'm not sure. But yes. So I'm so excited. I'm so excited for all of you because I know that you have all stretched yourselves. I know that I'm going to be hearing from all of you in one way or another. I hope to meet you all face to face soon. And if there's anything that I can do to help you get to where you're going, and that's really what our charge is in life. You know, I was talking to Elise, I think it was last night, and she was mentioning to me that there is a theory amongst many coaches that coaches say, unless you're ready to take massive action, I'm not for you as a coach, right? And I don't believe in that theory, for right or wrong. The theory of you must take massive action in order to hire a coach, I don't agree with. Why? Is because it is my job only to provide you with the tools and facilitate the knowledge to share my gift. It's not my job to judge you for how fast or slow you're going. It's not my job to say, you're not taking action, you're not serious. When I hired my first coach that got me into this business that I'm in, it took me 3 years to actually implement the work and the coaching that she was teaching me, right? So, I mean, if that's not taking massive action, I mean, 3 years it took me, because shit happens, life happens, right? And it gets in the way. But I am so thankful today for that knowledge, because today I'm in the place where I want to be. Today I'm sharing my gifts instead of finding a product. And I did every product under the sun, right? I did handbag design, jewelry design, I mean, makeup, tons and tons and tons of things. When my star product, my sellout product was right here the whole time, given to me by God, by my parents, my culture, my religion, my schooling, my experience. That was the star product right there. So I know that you're different now. And I know that however fast or slow you work, it's taking the steps forward that matters. So I really, really want to thank all of you for your time this past week and for your time tonight. Lucy Valdez just came back on, and she says, that's awesome. Congratulations to both of us. When's the next challenge? Connie says, I want to cook something up. So we're in June, the next 6 months. I will definitely do something before the year is out. But I don't know what yet, because even this challenge was born like literally days before I launched it, because I had looked back at my own plan. So why don't we do this? Why don't you tell me to be challenged on? Like, what are you suffering with? And I'll create something genius, to say the least, that really gets you guys goosed. So I'm looking at this comment from Lucy Valdez that I'm sure all of you are seeing. Are you kidding me, Lucy Valdez? Did you step away? You freaking got the giant check. You got the whole check here. Look, it's Publishers Clearinghouse, Liz style. You had a gold envelope. You came out of this envelope. Are you kidding? You missed my whole show. You won. You were the top contender. And what set you apart was all the extra credit. Totally. So you, and all of you were amazing. So that cracks me up. Like, I totally got, like, I think I missed something because I see a lot of congrats to me. What happened? I'm sorry, I was packing my hubby's lunch for tomorrow and letting the friggin' dogs out. Meanwhile, she missed her check. But you know what? What's more important than her check is that she can pack her hubby's lunch. And that's what I wish for all of you. If some of you are still working, if some of you are not able to be in the home when and how you want, this business and Be the Brand Academy shows you how to automate your business. And when I mean automate, do you realize that this whole challenge went on while I was traveling from my home to Disney, in Disney, and traveling back? That's automation, baby, right? So I set up the whole challenge before even leaving, and all I had to do was interact while everything was happening on an automated basis. So just imagine if there was a price tag attached to this challenge, I would be receiving payments on an automated basis while I'm over there with Mickey Mouse, right? So Be the Brand Academy really puts your business on a whole new level. It, number one, creates an expert out of you. Regardless of what you think of yourself, P.S., Lynette Molina, I'm talking to you, right? Even though you think you're not a coach, you're not a leader, you're not a mentor, you are. And there are people that will pay you for your knowledge if you let them, right? So Be the Brand Academy shows you A to Z, from bottom to top, how to do all of that in great detail. So I hope to see all of you in the Academy so that we can have tons more fun. And if you refer another student who was not in the challenge, or perhaps someone that you know, there's a big discount in it for you. So make sure that I know about that in advance. And let's see, I think that that's about it. How'd you guys like those musical interludes? Did they work? Did they help stimulate your thinking? It did for me. I loved searching for the right music that was just for you guys. That was really fun for me. So, okay. So Lucy finally screams and says, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm sure she's probably ready to punch her husband in the face because missing it. But you're into Be the Brand Academy that begins June 29th. I'm sure your students will be many of the same women that you've already had the pleasure of meeting and competing with. So it'll be fun to see who makes up class 2.0 of Be the Brand Academy. We have a ton of fun. And I'll tell you that we're going to add challenges to Be the Brand Academy because I see now how successful it was and how efficient it went for so many of you, or how effective it was for so many of you. So we will be adding a huge component of challenge work to Be the Brand Academy. So it looks like we have one more comment from Connie. Oh, Nicole says, hang on. Nicole says she thanks me for the challenge. You got me to step out of my comfort zone, and I spoke to a complete stranger today. I mean, that's huge. That's, if you aren't normally speaking to people that you don't know on a daily basis, imagine the amount of opportunity that's waiting for you out there. You should be talking to total strangers on Facebook every single day. For those of you who are in Be the Brand Academy, you already know this about me. But every morning, as part of my prospecting in the morning, I reach out to 5 brand new, totally new people, single morning, 5 people. And I try to get face-to-face meetings with them, not to sell them, by the way, to get to know them, and so that they know me and there's trust. And I invite them to the communities and I get them to learn. I never sell them. I never say, hey, you know, you can leave your job in literally 60 days with this, right? It's only about trust. It's only about getting to know them, because not everybody wants what you have. Not everybody needs what you have. But it's understanding their lives and their needs so that you know whether even to open your mouth about what you do. And you've heard me say this before. Please don't hump people's legs the moment you meet them. Please do not say, hi, my name is Liz. And that is not a business, by the way. You are not in business if you are operating in that way. You are soupy sales, a snake oil salesman that people can't stand. Get to know people, because like I mentioned, they may not even need what you have. It's okay to have long-term relationships with people until you find the right stride that works for you and them. Okay. So Connie asked, do I use Hootsuite to send out automated posts? I do quite often. Hootsuite is very temperamental. It is not intuitive to use. There are others. There's Post Planner. There's Meet Edgar, which is not free. There's plenty of them out there. Hootsuite is not intuitive, but it works. And since I manage multiple accounts from many clients on a daily basis, I have to use Hootsuite because it is the most powerful. You can use Hootsuite for free if you have one account. So for many of you, oh crap, it's Monday morning, I'm sure I got to post something on Facebook. It allows you to say, okay, it's Friday night, the kids have gone out, my honey's in bed, I'm going to sit here and plan out the whole month of really cool pictures and sayings and things, challenges, right? And you could load them all into Hootsuite one night for a couple hours and then be done with it, right? Then just be interacting as you feel with your community rather than every day saying, oh, what's something I could post or share today, right? So that's why I'm a huge believer in automation and planning everything out one time and let it roll for the rest of the week. The emails that you received every day in the challenge, those were automated as well. In fact, you might have realized the last couple emails that you received came at a different time. If you were on the East Coast in my time zone, you didn't see this. But I actually changed the time. It's called time warp, where instead of your own time. So I know Lynette was receiving them at like 4 o'clock in the morning, which is ridiculous. But with her energy, she was probably reading them and doing the challenges at that time. So yeah, so that's all automation. So I had a great idea, which I thought was a great idea. And I said, great, let me draft the whole thing out. What does this whole thing look like? It took me a day, right? What would each day, what would each day's challenge look like? What would I say? What music would I use? I planned it, the whole thing out in a day, wrote everything out in a day, boom, click the easy button, and it rolled out to all of you. So it's not only how to do a challenge, but how to automate it so you can freaking live your life, right? I went to Disney World. I was exhausted. And all I had to do when I was sitting by the pool, which I loved, this was like the best vacation ever, because all I had to do was stick my headphones in and listen to your videos and comment. And I got the chills all the time with these videos. And that to me is what business is about. It's not about beating the pavement, selling your wares, taking no and rejection and all over the place. It's about building people up and automating and putting in process like a freaking giant corporation. And it works. So you'll learn all about that in Be the Brand Academy. Okay, so let's see what else we got. Any other questions out there? I know it's early for some of you, so You're probably not popping the wine or the champagne just yet. It's 9:30 here on the East Coast in lovely Key Largo, where it's probably 90 degrees outside at 10 o'clock at night. So let's see. Looks like those might be all the questions. Again, I do want to thank you so much for all this time that you've given us. Oh my gosh, Connie took a screenshot. That's awesome. This is great. You guys are amazing. You totally, totally are. Please share that out. Share that image out, all of you, and celebrate that you got to the end, that you overcame your fears, and you will see your community look at you differently. Because you're not just another one. You're not just another number. Many of you are in network marketing where there are literally hundreds of thousands of people just like you, selling the exact same product that you are, saying the exact same things that you are. What sets you apart? Don't be the zombie that says, I sell this product and this is all I do and this product is great. Tell your story. Connect in a meaningful way. People know you and love you. Don't become a drone for a product. A product, whatever the product is only a tool in your toolbox. The package and the value is you. And you can have many tools in that toolbox. You can have books and magazines and DVDs and coaches and motivational speakers and all kinds of things that work for you and that you believe in. It doesn't have to be like the product, right? Because things change, products change, people's tastes change, companies change. But your story and your character will never change. And that's what I got to see in all of your videos. And so much emotion came through and so much tenderness came through from all of you. And that is what captivates people. If you're feeling rejection, if you're getting a lot of no's from people, it's because you're not leading with what matters. You're not interested in them, first and foremost. You're not sharing you and what makes you you. You're talking about some inanimate object that may or may not work for them, right? So connecting is the magic pill here. It's exactly the reason why all of you opened up in the 7-day challenge, because there was emotion, there was feeling, there was trust. There were no sales. There was nothing icky happening. It was just fun. There was music. So your company culture reflect you, right? You are not a salesman for your product. As of today, you are not a salesman for your product. You are a CEO, the Chief Executive Officer of You Incorporated. And as cliche as that sounds, understand what a CEO does. The CEO sets vision. They don't sell, right? They set vision. They set strategy, how to come to the market with their products, the messaging of how they deliver, what the company even freaking stands for. And the company isn't your product. The company is you. What do you stand for? What is unacceptable? It is okay to turn away clients. It is okay to say, my product is not for you. I cannot work with you. That is okay. It is okay to get creative and go way off left field to see if it even works. That's okay. If you have an idea and you're afraid it's going to fail or not work, do it, and do it quickly, because the faster you fail, the faster you can move on to the next big idea. But if you emotionally attach yourself, what if the 7-day challenge sucked? What if nobody put a video in there? I was afraid of that. Of course I was. I was thinking nobody's gonna friggin' listen to this. Nobody's gonna dance in front of a video. But I got complete strangers to dance in front of a video. And it was setting the vision that dancing on camera can set you free from your fears, right? And how often do we dance when we're in our car and we feel safe and nobody's watching? Or we're in our kids' rooms and the door is closed, we dance, right? But when it comes to dancing around strangers, or much less recording it, it's like, Jesus, no way I would ever do that. But you did it because it was you. It had nothing to do with this product. It was you. And that is what must come first. The value is you. If you put your product on the table and you walked away from that product, the value just walked away. Because that product without you is nothing. It's a product that they can get anywhere, from anyone. Setting yourself apart is the key. And I know it's hard work to get there, like what in the hell sets me apart? But I guarantee you that I will find what sets you apart. Ample things that set you apart that you can pick from. And my students in Be the Brand Academy will attest to that, because I pick apart every piece of you and your story and your talents, and not only say, okay, you would be good at this, but this will attract money. And I know that as women, money can be a dirty word. We're afraid of saying money. We're afraid of being profitable. We're afraid of being independent. But that's what this is about. This is about independence. This is about going on vacation when you're right in the middle of a big program. This is about retiring your husband and not feeling fear of where the hell are we going to pay for the bills, right? This is about putting a price tag on what you have created over your years of life, right? And valuing your own skills, experience, passion, and energy first and foremost over everything else. And you read all of this mumbo jumbo on your Facebook timeline with all these fancy quotes. So you're like, oh yeah, I totally get that. But do you do it? Do you live it? We want more, but we don't do more, right? But this is different. You guys are different because you want more and you did more. And you're about to do way more because now you got the hard stuff out of the way, right? So tonight has been a ton of fun. Pop in this bubbly for two reasons. All of you, whether you were in the challenge, whether you were on the sidelines, and my honey, who's just retired, and all of you is proof that this works. He is proof, all of you are proof that branding yourself and connecting in an authentic and genuine way works. Because I wouldn't be doing it. I wouldn't be here with you. I wouldn't be giving a darn about a community and burning papers and all that stuff if it didn't work. Because what unites people is authenticity. And what kept you together as a community, as a team of women from all over the world with us. We had Colombia watching, we had Australia, all in this challenge watching you. And yet you say to yourself, oh, I don't think I can charge. Oh, I don't think I'm that coach yet. You had everybody's eyes on you. 100 people watching your videos, glued to this Goal Getters Unite page. They weren't participating. They weren't doing anything. They were coming back to watch 18 of you. Imagine when you start putting yourself out in front of your own communities, in front of your own customers, creating your own live events. And a live event can be 12 people in your local library, where you control the message, where you let your flowmentum come out, your story. Product is what you will begin to move in the community. And respecting yourself enough to put a price on what you offer. When someone says, I want to do what you do, show me how you do it, right? Because there's only so many hours in a day. And if you don't begin charging for your hours, you will not be able to service everyone who needs you. So building your offerings is important. And that's why we did it together, low, medium, and high, because it services 3 types of customers that are in different areas of their journey, right? Some people want to go straight for the gusto. They want to pay the big guns because they want it done. Some people are just starting out. They want a little piece of the long haul with you, but they need something that they can afford. And that middle of the road guy, he probably wants to just trust you. He likes your knowledge. But you've got to act like a CEO. You've got to think about what your customers want from you. What do they need? You're guessing that they need your product. You're assuming that they need your product, right? But you have to listen and understand them intimately. That's why we did the ideal client profile, to really know what they want. That's how the social media workshop came to be. That's how the Goal Getters Challenge came to be. Because I knew from my own experience that here I am halfway into the year, and the goals that I thought I would put together, that I was going to be so far along in, didn't really materialize. Well, now I know for sure there's 100 people at least feeling that way. But that's when I put myself in your shoes. And this has nothing, the Goal Getters Challenge had nothing really to do with sell more, right? It had to do with mindset. It had to do with raising your vision for your company and looking down at 30,000 feet. So when you think about your company, when you think about what you do, stretch yourself, put the products aside, and say, what can I do for my customer? Can I teach them forgiveness? Leighton mentioned in her videos, and I touched on it, and I hope that Leighton and I get to connect later on. But I'll bring it up tonight because I know that she's not on here right now and she'll listen later. Leighton, in her darkest video, talked about forgiveness, and that she had to forgive many people in her family in order to move forward. She didn't say why, and that doesn't matter. I know for a fact, and I know that you know, there are people that are overweight, that eat too much because of the emotion and the darkness and the crap that they have in them, because they haven't forgiven, or someone else hasn't forgiven them. So yes, you may sell weight loss products, energy products, whatever the case is, but who cares? Because that doesn't feed the cause. That doesn't touches the symptom, right? Which is the weight gain. That's a symptom. But the cause, the illness, is the darkness that lives inside. So she clearly has a lot of experience with that journey of forgiveness. What if, Leighton, you had coaching exercises, a mentorship that helps people control their weight and their anxiety through forgiveness? And there's only going to be a select few, because not everybody has issues with forgiveness. Some people love the Big Mac, right? That's me. But others emotionally eat. And maybe that emotion is tied to forgiveness or lack of it. Positioning yourself now as a mentor of forgiveness, right? And teaching weight loss practices through the journey of forgiveness, right? Writing down how you hurt someone, how they hurt you, writing down how to make amends with that person, right? How to close that book. Maybe this person has passed on and they can't physically forgive them, and they hold on to that demon, and they eat more, and they indulge, and why, right? This now is a whole nother area of expertise that you are lending to the product, right? Even if it's, what if it's someone who drinks too much, and you get to the bottom of what that is, and it's lack of forgiveness or forgiveness. And Andrea, if you're still there, I know that you and I had a conversation that was quite similar. Someone very close to Andrea passed away, and their family members were having a hard time moving on, which happens to everybody, right? And there was weight, so desperate to help those family members conquer their weight issues, when the weight is not the problem. The grief and the forgiveness and the anxiety, and I think it was a mother who buried her son, right? Gone way too soon, dreams that were no longer realized. And now this mother had given up on her own dreams. So she turned her message to these family members around and said, forget the weight loss products. I'm equipped to help you focus on the pain, on the forgiveness, on you living your dreams in order to honor your son's short-lived dreams. Isn't that more valuable? Can't she hold on to that? Can't she hold on to that client much longer? Doesn't she make way more of an impact on that client when she tells her, I'm not here to focus on your weight. We'll get to that. My focus is getting you living again. And once you fill your days with dreaming, with living, with doing the things you love, you won't have the time or the need to overeat, overindulge, eat yourself into depression, because you will be fulfilled again. And you will be ticking off the things on your son's bucket list, right? And food no longer becomes a priority. That, my friends, is providing value. The tub, the powder of tub, the protein bar, the boat is not it. Your experience and your ability to get to the heart of your customer, right? Elizabeth Jolin's company, She's at Sea, she can easily say, I instruct boating skills, boating safety, how to wear a life jacket, but she doesn't. The boat is the tool for her to teach self-confidence, self-empowerment, self-reliance to young women 5 years old. My daughter is going through that program at 5 years old. She's going to be on the open sea, learning how to navigate. Because when a child, when a woman, when a young girl is able to take control of a vessel or any kind of machine and operate it, the confidence goes through the roof. Right? And it's like those women. So the boat is just a tool. Your shake is just a tool. The course is just a tool. The message is what it builds. The challenge, the 7-day challenge, that was just a tool. That's not who I am. That's not who you are. But it was a tool that was used to bring out what mattered. to dive down into the heart of you. Now, I know I'm losing some of you. I know it's getting late. It's almost 10 o'clock on the East Coast. It's probably dinner time in the West Coast. So if you want to jump off, you're more than welcome to. As I promised you, I was going to hang on until the last man was standing. So I will keep talking. I will keep answering your questions, no matter what it is about. And so please feel free to ask any question about anything I've said, or even if I haven't said it off topic, what have you. This call is for you. This is about you. So any question I'm willing to answer. I know that we still have a small handful of viewers. So I promised I was going to stay. Excuse me, and I will stay. Oh, that's the champagne. So let's see if we have any more questions. Okay. So, oh my gosh, Josie Cepeda. Remember Josie? She always had the ball cap on, which I totally want to get behind that. Like, are you a ball player? You're totally a ball. You're a baller, Josie. You need to get a hat that says baller. I want to see that in the next video. Okay, she says, ha ha ha, I put my impossible video on my Facebook page and it had 600 views. That's just wild. Josie, that is not wild, girl. That's all you. That was all you. Nobody coached you on what to do or how to do it. That was all your personality. Those were your ideas, right? But you are freaking cute as a button, and your energy is electrifying. So if that you did with no preparation and no real thought, that was improv totally, got 600 views. Imagine if you made that a ritual for you to do every day, every week, and you began building trust and talking about topics that freaking matter, not about being skinny or going to the gym. There's more than that. Talk about all the other struggles. Talk about your own struggles. Talk about what you overcame, right? Imagine if you did that every Monday or every Friday or every day. When Elizabeth Jolynn launched her video for girls' summer camp, which was for little girls, and you can actually go and see this video that I'm talking about as proof if you go to She's at Sea, that's her Facebook page, and you check out her little summer video. She had 1,000 views on that video in one day. Elizabeth Jolynn literally didn't have a Facebook page. She still is not on Twitter, not on Instagram. She's not social media at all. She does not have a website yet. We put together, literally, it was like less than a 30-second video, I think. You can go see it. Take a look at it. Please comment on it. Tell me your thoughts. We created that together in launching of her summer camp program. And it was shared like 16 times, and it was viewed more than 1,000 in the first day. She didn't even know what to do with herself. So it's that type of impact that I wish for all of you, and your stories will give that impact. So Connie says, I would still appreciate clarification on perhaps I'm also feeling inadequate. So yes, it's hard to think of yourself as a company. I get it. The reason why we find products, me included, is because it's easy to say, this is my thing. I sell virtual bubbly, and here are the features, and oh my, there's so many benefits of virtual bubbly. And the price tag is X. Take it or leave it, right? It's really hard to say, hi, I'm Connie Morris-Reese. This is what I offer. Take it or leave it. No product, right? And that was my story. is my entire career. I started creating businesses on my own when I was 24 years old. And I continued to create businesses until now, this final coaching business. Every business that I had up until this business was product-based. And there was probably almost 20. My very first business was a whole frickin' brick and mortar retail store in downtown Hollywood, which was an artsy district, shopping district. And once I did it, it was a huge expense, as you can imagine. I freaking hated it because I was a babysitter at a store waiting for customers to come in. But that was my first experience. And I always created product businesses because it's easy. I've got a product, there are features and benefits, I can describe it and sell it. And I never, ever had the success that I was looking for. And I have a career in sales. But when I finally came to realize that my most marketable product was right here, it was endless. It was like drinking from a fire hose. Customers came out of the walls, people that I had never heard of, countries I'd never heard of. In my first 3 months of literal website, I'm open for business. In the first 3 months, I had customers on 3 continents. And I barely had opened my doors. And I had no product. I just had me. And I just knew that I could coach people in business because I come from a very long line of entrepreneurs. And I lived my entire 40 years of life watching my parents, my brothers and sisters build their businesses and create ideas in their mind and bring them out to reality. I saw them wear 27 hats, and I saw them be very rich and be very broke, right? And that's the life of an entrepreneur. So I can consult virtually on any business under the sun. I've had my hand in so many industries. And again, my students and clients can attest to that. So I get that it's hard to think of yourself as, well, what do I offer? So again, a lot of this does tie to having a website and having automation because, for example, a low offering may be a membership site. So let's say, for example, the Goal Getters Unite site. Let's assume that that was a membership site and you were paying, I don't know, $15, $20 a month to be part of the website and having content for me and being part of the challenges. Maybe there's monthly challenges, maybe there's live calls, all kinds of stuff. And there's a charge to be part of that group and to learn and to, you know, get ideas for business, etc. So that would be like a low end offer. If you guys saw Lucy Valdez's PDF, her opt-in offer, which is what she delivers free to her customers who put their email address into her website, right? She collects their email addresses. She gives away that PDF for free. So if you happen to see that, and it's in the files tab of our group, take a look at it. That's another PDF for $19.99. My social media graphics workshop, the $47 one, that's 90 minutes long, that's a low-end offer, right? So I can have, and I do have, multiple things that apply to certain people. Now, my objective is not to sell 5,000 seats at the social media workshop because I know not everybody needs that. But I will create 100 low-end offerings or classes or PDFs or an hour phone call because there's going to be a market for each one of those things separately. A strategy call or a clarity call is a great low-end offering. People will pay you for clarification. People need, especially women, need partnership. They need a sounding board. Most of our husbands are not sounding boards because they don't get it. They don't understand it. They don't understand why we just can't go get a real job like everybody else. Why do we keep jumping from idea and dream to idea and dream? They think differently than we do, right? They think like a waffle, like everything is in its box, and that's how they think, and no two topics shall cross. Women think like a bowl of spaghetti. Every thought intertwines with another, and emotion comes in, and there's just constantly winding thoughts in and out, right? So women seek a sounding board, and if I could only get an hour, and I know many women who are mega motivated to get over the next bump, right? And I've had many strategy sessions with many of you, and I know that it's opened up clarity. You've told me that's exactly the line between the two dots that I've been trying to connect. I know that I have this. I know that I want to get here, but I don't know how to get it going, to connect. And what do I do after I've connected? Then where do I go, right? So that's an hour clarity session. If you're working with a brand new recruit and they can't get a reason, they can't find their next recruit, their next team member, they can't get the weight off, maybe they need a clarity session. But if you're doing and offering these things for free, make sure that what you're charging for has mega value, right? So if you're helping someone learn how to recruit for free, then maybe the value added piece is, okay, together we will create a written plan for you to execute on a daily basis. And I will touch base with you every day via private message to make sure that you reached these goals that we penciled out. So maybe that's kind of the value add. So a strategy session, a clarity call, there's all kinds of little things that people call it, but that's huge. You know, that's just like calling your attorney or calling your accountant. It's a billable hour, right? So you can have open office hours. If you have really big teams, like so many of you do, that have office hours, and say, okay, I will have my group call on Fridays between 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. And those are my open office hours. And if you want to be part of that call, it's $25. And here's the link. And that's when we dive into every business. We go over the objectives or the overcoming objections on your calls and your scripts, right? That's probably a low-end offer. A medium offer is probably going to be somewhere around $500 to $1,500. And an example of that would be like my Be the Brand Academy course. Now, these are people that probably are never going to have the means to work with you one-on-one, or they're not ready in their journey to work with you one-on-one or to take that massive action, right? So you create something that they have access to you, that they can learn from you. Again, find out what your teaching style is, understand what exactly it is that you do that can help them, but you charge for that. So it could be a live event, right? So maybe you have a small retreat in your home, hotel, and maybe that's $500. My very first live event was very small. It was a retreat, and it would have probably fallen into my lower end offering because it was not even $1,000. And I taught network marketers how to brand themselves in 3 days. So that's another idea. Again, it doesn't have to be, if you're in network marketing, it doesn't have to be about network marketing. That's where I want you to stretch yourself. Your activities can be a springboard for your network marketing team building efforts. So what I mean by that is, for example, Connie, you and I created a group for you that's called Welcome to Orem. Orem is the city that Connie lives in Utah. Connie moved to Utah fairly recently and went through what a lot of new inhabitants go through. You don't know who to talk to, you're kind of shy, you don't have friends, you don't know who the quality services and business providers are in the city. So you're kind of floating out there by yourself. And so are your kids, and so is everybody in your family. So she created a Facebook group that says it's called Welcome to Orem. And the reason why we even came up with that idea is because Connie we both recognized in her that she loves connecting. This had nothing to do with her business, right? She inherently loves connecting. She's not shy. She enjoys talking to new people and connecting. Oh, do you know this person? Or, oh, you need a handyman? Have you checked out that person? Right? So she loved doing that. You don't need education to do that. Nobody teaches you how to do that. You just like it, right? So it's creating something, and the group is free, but it's a springboard for her to introduce her business, create the trust, and become seen as the go-to person in her city for everyone living there, not only the newcomers, but also the people that want to be found by the newcomers, right? The dentists, the doctors, the coffee shop owners, the restaurants, the teachers. She becomes known as the connector. So please, I implore you, put your products aside and see what it is that you love to do. What can you build a community around? What you say to that community in the end can lead to your business efforts, to your product sales. But you have got to create the community. You have got to dig deep down into yourself and say, I could do this all day long, even if nobody paid me. That's what you got to focus on. And then that's what opens the conversations for your product sales. Because ultimately, the foundation of sales is, how do you get more sales, regardless of your product, right? How do you get more sales? There's only one answer. The way to get more sales is to speak to more people. Only one answer. How do you speak to more people? Probably talking about what you're passionate about. Whether it be gardening or pottery or art or cooking or babysitting. Whatever it is, you have a skill, right? Leighton is a singer. Oh my gosh, she can have, and we talked about this, a Facebook group for performers. It has nothing to do with her product. But performers need more energy. They need to stay trim so that they can get the parts, so that they can look great in costume, so they have the stamina to perform, right? Speaking to more people is where you must focus. So now, on a high-end offer. A high-end offer is typically one-on-one coaching or a large-scale event. And what I mean by large, I don't necessarily mean a lot of people. I really mean a lot of content. In order to get to that area, though, you really need to be comfortable and confident, positive, that what you do and what you teach helps. And there are really three areas that are popular, and I kind of teach this little saying in the academy. People buy what helps them get laid, get paid, or live longer, right? So the first of those, getting laid, is relationships, right? Male and female, whatever it is. Getting paid is getting your business off the ground, making more money, leaving your job, right? Turning your passion into profits. Living longer is health, wellness, mind, body, spirit. So if you can put your knowledge and your service and your expertise into one of those three buckets, you're off to the right start. But you have to niche down what you can do. don't try and service all of frickin' North America, because you're going to be exhausted and you're not going to get one customer because it's not for them. But if Layton creates this group, which I hope she does, for performers in Jacksonville or heck in Florida, even if she niches it down even further and says vocalists, right? So no actors, just vocalists, because she's a vocalist. She will get more business from that group because it's a concentrated group that only vocalists who live in Jacksonville are going to be a part of. You're not going to get chefs and cooks. She's going to speak to exactly everything that those people go through every day, from getting parts to presenting themselves to taking care of their voices to dealing with difficult directors to getting paid to actors and vocalist unions, right? But if she's talking about cooking and baby food and parenting tips and how to work from home and how to be an actor, how to be a singer, how to retire, like, it's too much. I can't connect with any of that, right? Your tiny little city, it was you connecting people who moved into the area. That was your ideal market. Not necessarily people who already live there. Your ideal market was the newcomers, because every freaking business in that city wants to connect with people coming in, fresh meat to the market, right? So think about what you do. Please set your product aside. Set a mirror in front of you. Look back at your education. Look back at your skills that you amassed during your career. What you did, all of that has profitable value. And if you didn't go to school, and if you didn't have a dark moment in your life, and if you were a stay-at-home mom since the time you were 16 to the time you were 65, and you have zero history, you have something you love to do. Something. There is an impact that you want to make. There is a message in you that you've got to get out. You've got to find out what that is and create your brand around that. Remarkably, our viewers are going up rather than going down. So I'm sure we lost some people maybe to dinner time and bedtime, and now they're coming back. So welcome back. Thank you for being here. I promised that I would be here until the last man was standing. And I've been answering questions, telling stories, of course, relevant stories, not bedtime stories, and answering a lot of the questions. So Connie, I hope that the low, medium, high answers your question. When it comes to one-on-one coaching, it's going to take some time. It didn't happen overnight for me. I started with live retreats where I coached many people, and then I slowly went to one-on-one coaching when I realized that there were many people who didn't want to take 6 months, didn't want to learn it. They want it done for them. So what is it that you offer that can be done for people? I do websites, I do branding, I do photography consulting for branding. I do social media branding, tagline design. And there are people who are like, Liz, I don't want to even think about this. Like, I'll tell you about my story and you do it. Clearly that has a premium because you're not doing any of the work. I'm doing the work, and you get a beautiful package with a bow on top when I'm done, right? You don't even have to, it sets you apart light years because you're not having to learn technology. You're not having to build a website. It's done for you in 30 days. Right? So that's a high-end offer. You charge premium for that. So, okay, I know that we have a few more questions. I hope, Connie, that helped you a little bit more with your low, medium, and high. Let's see, I'm just checking the board here. Okay, so yes, Connie, you got some clarity on that. That's great. So again, if any of you want to sign off, but you're afraid you're going to miss something that I say, feel free to just chime in and say, I'm signing off, or good night, or see you in the morning, sayonara, whatever. And we can call it a night. Or if you have more questions, I'm here with you. This is like the Jerry Lewis telethon. You remember that? I think I worked the Jerry Lewis telethon when I was a kid with my parents. It was the weirdest experience. We were in a car dealership late at night taking phone calls and watching Jerry Lee Lewis on the television. And that was kind of, now that I think about it, that was, I guess, kind of an entrepreneurial experience, because I was taking money over the phone for a cause. And I was literally like 12 years old. I was really young. So this is kind of like the late night Jerry Lewis telethon that's going all night long. So yes, so, you know, if there's any questions that I can answer and you think about them tonight, or if you're staying up tonight and you want to private message me or text me, you absolutely can. Connie, I see Connie does have another comment or a question, which I'm happy to answer. It takes me a minute to refresh here on Facebook. Please feel free to share all of this that I'm saying to you. This call, this party is being recorded, and you can share it by going to YouTube. I'm sure it'll be ready tonight. If you want to wait for me to send it out tomorrow, we can do that. You can just share any of this. So Connie is signing off from Utah tonight. She's got, I believe, she's got 4 little babies at home, and a dentist, I'm sure I'm not saying that right, husband. I'm sure he's probably a little more than a dentist or dental student. I can't remember, forgive me, the teeth guy. So I'm sure she's got babies to put to bed. So again, I appreciate all of you that have worked on the challenge. Connie Reese, Josie Cepeda, Lucy Valdez, Lynette Molina, Leighton, Andrea Hall, Elise Chavez, Joe O'Connell, Jamie Lee Curley, Elizabeth Jolin, Nicole, Cynthia Oliver, who is the next big brand that we're working on. She is a broker to businesses going into Jamaica, and she's got a huge heart of gold, and she loves helping businesses go into the Caribbean. So she's the next big brand that we're working on. So many of you, Pam Tobin, let's see, who am I missing? It was just a blast working with all of you, and all of you being here tonight really makes my heart soar. Alicia, Mary Chalupsky, I hope I'm saying that correct, who has a freaking radio voice of gold, and I'm just so pleased to have gotten to know you, and I look forward to hearing more about all of you. So if you have any questions, please say them now in the Facebook chat. I see we have 1 or 2 people left on the call in the party. I promise you don't have to help me clean up. So if you have any questions, I'm here to help. Otherwise, feel free to sign off. You're not going to miss anything. I'm just going to keep talking until the last man is here. So I hope all of you do think about branding yourselves in one way or another. Do think about what sets you apart from the next guy. And it's probably not your product. It could be if your product or your service is that specific. But even what I do, there's a ton of people who do branding and who do entrepreneurial coaching and mentoring. But my style is different. My style is from the heart. Sure, I curse a little bit, but I don't curse like a sailor. And there are coaches out there who use a different style. That's not bad. It just attracts a different kind of person who likes raw and real. I usually attract mostly women because I design brands with depth. And I can easily look inside of you and what makes you you, and easily suck out what is profitable, what is genuine and authentic, and what can you scale a business around. So even if you're in a product business, I still explore who you are and what you bring to the table. I also have another client that I'm working with, Kelly Coviello, who has a very exciting background. She has worked in her past for Macy's and did strategic buying and consulting for many clients. And she wants to help business owners create that strategy or create change in their business if they feel that their mission is aligned. So working with Kelly is going to be super exciting because it's an area that is needed. I know, because I'm an entrepreneur, that sometimes I freaking need strategy because I'm all thought out, you know, and someone like Kelly can say, okay, I can see your product, I can see your business, I can see where you want to go and where you've been. This is how we get you there. So she's very high level, and she wants to help Main Street America. She wants to help kind of the low to medium mom and pop business. And she's got a phenomenal background that really is going to support that. So Kelly is going to be a lot of fun to work with. Cynthia Oliver, again, going into Jamaica, going into overseas. Her low-end offering is going to be helping individuals get a Cuban visa. So she's really got some intricate stuff going on, and she can easily find products and offerings that are small, that are bite-sized, easily consumable, but obviously highly attractive to the right people who are looking to expand their businesses overseas. So whatever you are doing today, you can do more, you can be more, if you just dive deep and literally grab a journal and write down everything you could offer, and then decide, is it free content, free value, or is it something that you can turn into a long-term course and teach people how to do for themselves or their business, right? Maybe it's a healing course where there's meditation and yoga and forgiveness and all kinds of stuff wrapped up that helps people move past their blocks in their life, right, in order to be successful. So, okay, so Lucy says, thank you all for all the great interactions over the 7 days. Thank you to Liz for being our leader. I don't see myself as a leader. Thank you so much, Lucy. I think it's more of a cheerleader than anything else. I think I want to say I almost won the most because I got to see you guys from like anxious little wallflowers that were like, who is this girl and why am I doing this video? And I got to hear you and see you grow, and I was constantly had chills, which I shared, and that just rocked my world. It really did. And just to see that affecting change in women in all parts of the world. Like I mentioned, we had Canada, British Columbia, Australia, Colombia, all with us. And to see that type of impact with a bunch of women that didn't even know each other is phenomenal. So that's what I wish for all of you. I wish that whether you are a blogger like Lucy or in product sales, network marketing, business strategy, boating, whatever it is that you do, I hope that you all fan, own, believe in that. And in the spirit of Walt Disney, where I just came from, if you can dream it, you can do it. And for another cliche, I don't know who said it best, whether it was Friedrich Nietzsche or Kelly Clarkson or Kanye West, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. So no one died from making a video has never been a cause of death. Publicity has never been a cause of death. burning fears has never been a cause of death. So with that, I see that everyone is probably logged off from the party tonight. And I am so super honored and thrilled and excited for what lies ahead of all of you. I'm excited to have known all of you and to get to know you further. I will be watching you guys, all of you guys, and seeing how you grow and what you offer. So thank you again for being part of the Goal Getters 7-Day Jumpstart. I wish you an incredible 2015. I've got your back, and I look forward to see what lies ahead of you. Thank you so much. Have a good night.